Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about products in my collection that I kind of like but will not be repurchasing once I use them up. This video was actually inspired by Amy Loves Makeup here on YouTube. She did this video a few months ago now and I really liked the concept, and I was kind of just thinking about my collection, and I definitely have some products that would fit into this type of category, so I thought that it would be fun to film. I don't have a lot of products, but I definitely feel very strongly about all the products that I have picked out for this video. So if you're interested in seeing the products, then just keep watching. So the first one that I want to talk about is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer. Now, the main reason that I will not be repurchasing this once I use it up is because Nars is not cruelty free. They are sold in mainland China, which means that their products may be subject to animal testing. To me, that means that a brand is not cruelty free. Now, I don't actually even enjoy wearing this under my eyes. As you can see, I've almost used this completely up. At the moment, I'm using it for my eyeshadow base, and that's how I've been using it most of the time that I've owned this. It looks just so heavy and thick and creasy under the eyes. I know that a lot of people really enjoy using this concealer for spot concealing, but for me, I don't really enjoy to spot conceal unless it's like a really big spot. But that is why I will not be repurchasing this once I use it up. The next thing that I want to talk about is this Shop Miss A AOA Studio powlighter. I have the shade Astro, and when I first picked this up, I had plans to go back and buy every single shade of this that they had, because this is one of the most blinding highlights I have ever used in my entire life. Let me do a little swatch because it is just so insane, and it is a really gorgeous highlight if you like that really bright blinding highlight look, but that is actually something that I've been kind of moving away from, and it is just a gorgeous highlight, but I don't know if I just enjoy how absolutely blinding it is. So after I use this up, which I don't even know if I ever will use this up, because I feel like loose powder products are pretty difficult to go through, especially if it's like a loose highlight. But if I were to use this up, I would not repurchase it. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is this Ciate London Everyday Vacay Coconut Setting Powder. Now, I really do enjoy this powder. I think it is a nice powder. It makes my under eyes look nice, but I just don't think that I would reach for this again purely because of the price point. I have a lot of powders from the drugstore that I really enjoy. I love the Maybelline Fit Me powder, loose setting powder. I love the Coty Airspun powder. And I find that this has a very similar effect to the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and that one is just such a better price point than this. So once I go through this little thing, I will not be repurchasing it. The next thing that I want to talk about is something that I almost regret purchasing, and that is the Surat Expressionist Brow Pomade. Now, this is a really interesting product, and I actually bought it up off of Karima McKimmy's recommendation. It has a little brush like this. It almost looks like a little toothbrush, and this is a brow pomade. It's not a gel. It is creamy. It is a pomade, and it works really well in my brows, but the reason why I say I will not be repurchasing that is the price point. That thing was like $35, and I feel like that is absolutely ridiculous for a brow pomade, so I will not be repurchasing that once I use it up. The next thing that I want to talk about is this Neutrogena Radiant Cream Concealer. I have the shade Sugar Light 3, and one, I will not be repurchasing this because Neutrogena is not cruelty free, and two, I just feel like the shade range is strange. I picked this up because it said it was light, but I feel like this is more medium. It is a really, really dark concealer, so I can't even wear it unless I mix it with something. But the finish this gives is so unbelievably beautiful, so I do really enjoy using it, even if I do have to mix it with something. But the shade range is just so strange to me, and it's really hard to find a good shade, so I will not be repurchasing it. Hourglass. Next, I'm going to talk about this Wander Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. This is pretty expensive. I cannot remember how much it is exactly, but it's pretty expensive for such a small little tube of this. And I didn't actually purchase this. I got it in a BoxyCharm, so I guess like in a way I did purchase it, but I didn't like pick it out. I didn't search this out. And I do like it. It gives a really nice illumination to the skin, but nothing about this is moisturizing as you would assume it would be from the name face oil. It feels like a serum that you're putting into your face. It's not oily, so if you are picking this up because you like to wear an oil under your makeup, don't. It's not an oil. It is 100% like just a serum, but just because of the fact that this isn't really something that I typically go for, and it is more expensive for this tiny little bottle, I will not be repurchasing it after I use it up. Then I want to talk about something that actually makes me quite sad, and this is the Mercier Caviar Eye Stick. The shade that I'm showing you right now is Rose Gold. And I feel like every time I've seen someone use these, they've looked so high shine, beautiful, and reflective on the eyes, but they're really not. This is my second one of these now, and the other one is actually just a little mini that I got as a Sephora point perk, and they just are a little bit dull. They aren't as shimmery and reflective as I would like them to be. Swatched on the hand, they do look a lot more shimmery than they do on the eyes. I feel like after I put this on my eye and blended it out a little bit, it lost all sense of shininess, and that really disappointed me because that was the main reason why I was so excited to get this, is because I thought it would be this beautiful wash of shimmery color on the eyelids, and it just let me down a little bit. But I still do enjoy it. Like, something about it, I really like the process of swiping it on and blending it out. It's just a little bit lackluster for me, and it isn't really what I thought it was going to be, so that is why I will not be repurchasing. The next product are the ColourPop Luxe lip glosses, and I will not be repurchasing these because they just are a bit sticky for my lip gloss taste. I know that so many people like this because it is a thicker gloss, but that is actually why I dislike it. I like my lip glosses to feel a bit more thin, a bit more almost oily on the lips, like the Fenty Beauty gloss bombs, like the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lips. I just really prefer the Ultra Glossy Lips over this formula, and I do really love the shades that I have. I think that they give a beautiful effect to my lips, but once I use these up, I will not repurchase any more ColourPop Luxe lip glosses. The next thing that I have is the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation, and I won't be repurchasing this because I don't dislike it, but I'm not actually completely obsessed with the way that it wears on my skin. I feel like it can be a little clingy, it can be a little like breaky up. It just doesn't wear the best on my skin. I definitely will use it up because this was pricey, but thankfully I will not be repurchasing it after I use it up. And the very last thing that I want to talk about is something that I'm obsessed with, and that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dewy set. And I do really like this setting spray, but I won't be repurchasing it just because I feel like setting sprays are one of those things that for me, I don't really need to spend a lot of money on. Now, this wasn't like insanely expensive, but it is more expensive than, like, I don't know, a drugstore setting spray. Water, I mean, who says start makeup with water? That's a little much. But for me, why I use a setting spray isn't to set my makeup in, it's really just more to melt everything together and make it look a little bit more cohesive, and I definitely can do that without buying an expensive setting spray. Expensive compared to the drugstore setting sprays, so that is why I will not be repurchasing this once I use it. That is actually all I have for this video. It was very short. I don't have that many products that I felt this specific way about, but I did have a few, and if you liked this video, I hope you will give it a thumbs up and subscribe before you go, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. Bye!